Welcome to my latest 2023 NFL preview. Today I'm going to break down the Los Angeles Rams. Here's how my previews go. I give you 3 things I like about the Rams, followed by 3 things I don't like. Then I'll break down the schedule and go over the yearly win total odds. And at the end of the video, I reveal I'm putting action down on the Los Angeles Rams. Now let's start this off with the first thing I like about the Rams. The first thing I like is the head coach quarterback combo. Not too many NFL teams have a future Hall of Fame head coach and a future Hall of Fame quarterback, but the Rams have both. I'd even argue Sean McVay might be the best coach in the NFC. This combination is one of the best in the NFL, and they should be feared considering they should be properly motivated coming off of a losing season, especially when just 2 years ago they won the Super Bowl. Second thing I like the Rams are their 2 superstars. Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp are coming back from injuries. Kupp had one of the greatest seasons of any wide receiver of any year 2 years ago and is fully recovered from that injury that sidelined him last season. Aaron Donald is making a case for being one of, if not the greatest defensive lineman of all time. He missed 6 games due to injury, and while going into his 10th season might have slowed down, bet against Donald at your own risk. I fully expect Kupp and Donald to be disgusted with last season and make up for it this year. The third thing I like about the Rams is their draft. Even without a first round draft pick, the Rams ended up with an NFL high 15 draft selections. When you have $300 million guaranteed to 3 players, you have to build through youth in the draft. The biggest problem with the Rams last year is that when their stars got injured, they couldn't bring someone off the bench. They really just didn't have one. For 2023, they're going to rely on cheap young talent to fill roster spots. It may not be ideal, but when you have as much as the Rams have invested in just 3 players, you have to fill out the roster somehow. I was extremely impressed with how the Rams not only acquired the picks, but the picks themselves. Some of these late round picks are damn good players that will not only make the team, they will contribute in 2023. To recap the 3 things I like about the Rams, their head coach quarterback combo. You have Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp returning from injury, and they did a great job in the draft. Now before I reveal the 3 things I don't like about the Rams, make sure you smash that like button. And if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you like football, and also hit the bell. That way you're notified every time I come out with a new video. Now, 3 things I don't like about the Los Angeles Rams. The first thing I don't like about the Los Angeles Rams is the Super Bowl hangover. What I really mean is the draft capital used for Von Miller, Matthew Stafford, and Jalen Ramsey, now with the Miami Dolphins, plus the retirement of Andrew Whitworth, plus free agency defections like OBJ and others. Basically, if you could win a Super Bowl but mortgage your future, would you do it? Well, the Rams did, and they're still paying for it. Now, next year they have a full draft. Well, almost. They gave up one of their 6th round picks and a 7th round pick, but the Rams will have a pick in the 1st round, well, barring a trade, for the first time since 2016. Second thing I don't like about their Rams is their offensive line. When the Rams won the Super Bowl, they allowed only 31 sacks during the regular season, but last year it was 59. After the Super Bowl, Andrew Whitworth retired, and the Rams really didn't have an answer. They used their backup offensive lineman Joe Noteboom to replace Whitworth, but he got injured early in the season. They also lost Logan Bruss, a 2022 3rd round draft pick, to injury. So what you're doing this year is you're counting on Steve Avila, 2nd round pick out TCU, a player I really like, plus Logan Bruss, 2 players who have never played in an NFL game, plus Joe Noteboom, a career backup player who missed most of last year to protect Stafford, who is 35 and missed roughly half of 2022. The third thing I don't like about the Rams is their pass rush. When the Rams won the Super Bowl, they had 50 sacks during the regular season, but last year that dropped to 38, and during the offseason you lost over half of those 38 sacks in free agency. Aaron Donald is the only player returning that has over 2 from the previous year. Both our lads and ESPN show 3rd round pick Byron Young as a starter, but that's a lot to ask of any rookie. When I look at this defense, except for Aaron Donald, you have no one except a 3rd round pick pick that can really get after the quarterback in 2023. To recap the 3 things I don't like about the Rams, number 1, the Super Bowl hangover still looms. I have a lot of issues with their offensive line, and I worry about the pass rush. Now, let's take a look at the Rams schedule. The Rams start the season with 2 divisional games. If they can steal one of those games, week 4 at Indianapolis is a winnable road game before you have a 3-game home streak. If you can enter that 3-game stretch at 2-2, you're in really good shape. Now, week 10 is a bye, but Seattle will host Washington week 10, so the week 11 home game against a divisional opponent with that week of extra rest, that's a massive advantage. After that game, you play Arizona on the road, but then you have 3 out of your next 4 games are at home. Now, you end the season at New York playing the Giants and at San Francisco, so the last 2 weeks of the season are pretty brutal. However, the schedule overall isn't bad. My keys to the season would be the 3-game home stretch, weeks 5 through 7, and the 3 games right after the bye. If the Rams can go 4-2 in those 6 games, the playoffs are definitely a possibility. Now, let's take a look at the yearly win total odds. Across the board, I'm seeing 6.5, and this is just a screenshot from the Caesars app. Now, if you don't understand win total odds, check out this video here. Now, this is a pretty good number, over 6.5 for even money, and this would be the bet I would make if I do put action down on the Rams, because I do think the Rams will get the 7 wins, but I am on the fence on whether I'm going to place this bet or not. There are some things really wrong with the Rams, but I do like them to get the 7 wins, and if I do put action down on the Rams, this would be the play. Now, you can check out a preview on your favorite team on this playlist here, and tomorrow I'm breaking down the Las Vegas Raiders, so I will see you tomorrow.